Hello, hello. Particularly hello to Georgina, because this is entirely her fault. I said I wasn't going to upload onto the Facebook page again, didn't I? And then she posted a thing about layering, and I said, I've got a fucking good list. And she said, oh, you could do a video. And I went, oh, don't worry, I'm going to stop doing this sooner than you'll stop getting bored of me. I've attempted some better production values today. I've put some mascara on very quickly, and I've also attempted some lip gloss. Hair still in a hair wrap. To be fair, since growing it back from chemo, I fucking hate my hair at the moment. It's just grown back all wiry and grey, and I'm just not going to talk about it, to be fair. Let's get on with the important shit. Layering. Layering. Wearing two excellent perfumes at the same time. Is it gilding the lily? Is it going down a rabbit hole? Is it insulting the perfumers? I don't give a shit, to be fair. I layer all the time. It's like books. Once I've bought the book, I can do what the fuck I want with it. If I want a proper window open with Margaret Atwood, she doesn't get to say I don't. If I want to raise my computer up so everyone at work can see me better on a Zoom call, I'll fucking do that. You don't get to choose how I use your perfume, quite frankly. And you know, I like smells, and I know what I like, and I'm not a perfumer, but I know enough to know what makes me happy, and layering makes me happy. So let's chat. I've got a list that goes back quite a long time. I'm not going to read it all because it's very long, but we just very quickly, because time is of the essence, going to just rip through some of my favourites. Jasmine Rouge Tom Ford with Les Liturgies, I can't even say it, Les Liturgies des Heures by Jevoy. Les Liturgies is a really, really green, piney church incense, very, very tart and green. And with the jasmine, So Atelier Bourderange do one called Jasmine and Cigarettes, and also incense and bubblegum, and they layer incense with something unusual. And I think that Jasmine Rouge and Liturgie des Heures beats that into a cocked hat. I also do À la Nuit by Serge Lutens, which is another lovely jasmine, with Tuberosa by Miller Harris. And this is like the perfect white flower bomb. À la Nuit is my gold standard jasmine. It's just, nothing beats it. It's pure soliflor, just jasmine, hot, sweaty jasmine on a hot night. And Tuberosa is really thick and creamy, and it's got silage to die for. And together they just, if I could bottle it myself, in fact I do. I have a decant where I do 5 ml of Tuberosa and 5 ml of À la Nuit, and I call it Fliss's Delish. Anyway, I also do Avignon and either Jersey or Lavender by Keltney Island. So Avignon is a Comme des Garçons, very, very heavy frankincense note. It's a pure Catholic church. It's stony cold. It's grey. It's a little bit harsh. It's quite thoughtful, and I love it. I really love it. But it's hard to wear. And both Jersey and Keltney Island are my top drawer lavenders. Jersey, obviously Chanel, has a little bit more going on with it. That's an expensive layer. But Keltney Island lavender is just cheap as chips. Beautiful, beautiful lavender soliflor. Luca Turin talks about it as his top drawer, 5-star lavender. And it's gorgeous. It's cheap as fucking chips. It's 20 quid for 100 ml. And it just lifts the Avignon out of that very meditative, I need to, confess my sins now kind of incense. I also do La Violette and Nuit Étoilée by Annick Goutal. They're both very, very clean and quite linear, and they don't have a lot of lasting power. Some people find some of the fresher Annick Goutals don't, but what they lack in longevity, they make up for in baba boom for that first hour or two. La Violette is again, a top drawer violet. It's not too palmery, it's not too sweet, it hasn't got anything else in it, it's just pure violet, and it's gorgeous. It doesn't go anywhere. So it's just that. Nuit Étoilée is this lovely, wet, piney, soft, foresty smell, and it's meant to be, the night of stars, and it does genuinely feel like you're wandering through a pine forest at night looking at the stars. But they're both a little bit fairy-like, and together they make it a little bit more magical. It's a little goth in me coming out there. Anyway, Putain de Palais by Tat Libre d'Orange and Cardinal Healy. Cardinal Healy is very, very similar to the Avignon by Comme des Garçons. Again, it's a big frankincense note, quite cold. It's slightly brighter than the Avignon, but it's still very, very churchy. Putain de Palais it's just knickers, basically. So when you layer them, it's just whores and bishops, quite frankly. It's like a bad dad joke that I spray on myself. All right. Filth. What else do? I do Mystic Incense by Merchant de Venice, and New by Yves Saint Laurent. Mystic Incense is again another incense, because I love incense. But it's a little bit caramelly, but I still feel that it's a bit cold. New, which I believe has been discontinued. I think they might have re-released it recently, but I think the reformulation is a bit dodgy. But New is a very, very creamy, spicy incense. And when you put them together, it just takes away that austere feeling and just beefs it up, and it gives it much more longevity. And when I wear this, a lot of people say, oh, you smell nice. So why not do that? This is embarrassing. I do Ambre Fétiche by Annick Goutal, which is my favourite amber. And I layer it with Sarah Jessica Parker NYC Pure Crush, which is just coconuts. And there's something about that deeply smoky leather being twinned with something so sweety. NYC Pure Crush is like the girliest end of all of that Malibu Virgin Island water stuff. I mean, if you took away all the adulting of Malibu and Virgin Island water and gorse, you'd end up with NYC Pure Crush. It's still a really good perfume. You can get 100ml for like 20 quid on eBay, but it lacks any kind of, I suppose, intellectual heft. But as a cheap gourmand, coconut is great, and with Ambre Fétiche, I really like it. And then my last one, which I wasn't going to talk about until I had to, I've taken to very recently layering Roja Diaghilev, which is the most expensive perfume I own. I don't own a bottle of it, I just own some decants, but it's still the most expensive mil for mil, with Mon Parfum Chéri par Camille by Annick Goutal, which is a very, very old plummy chypre, which is now discontinued, but it's a phenomenal fruit chypre. And I love Diaghilev, I love it. I think it's quite weighty. It smells to me absolutely, as the name would suggest, Diaghilev, the ballet master. It smells like going to the opera or the opera house, and it smells of sitting in a box with furs and chocolates, on your own. You wouldn't want to sit in the stalls near people because they'd all be like choked out, but in your own box, like in your own smell, watching the ballet or the opera. It's fantastic. And it smells of money. It just smells all of those things. Mon Parfum Chéri par Camille. If Diaghilev is front of house of the opera house, then Mon Parfum is the girls' changing rooms. It's the ballet dancers' changing rooms. It still has that chypre smell. It still smells expensive and woody and of the opera house, but it also smells incredibly feminine and sweatier and fruitier. So it's kind of like the front and back of house coming together. And yeah, I really kind of know, who am I to tell Roger Dove that one of his most expensive perfumes isn't good enough without me spritzing something else on it? I can't really, can I? But I do, and I like it.